4 things high-value men never do with women. The story of the pursuit between a man and a woman is an utmost art which most definitely can't be explained enough. Men can have all the luxuries and joys of the world, but a man's life will always be dry without the most important factor of them all, which is women. This is why having this one entertainment in life is without a question super important. There's no use being the richest guy in town if you can't spend it on the girls. A question that many guys ask is, how exactly do we get better with girls? Well, it's not exactly a natural talent, but a skill you learn over time. While there are some things to do to get the attention of the woman you desire, there are a few things that you must not do. There are the don'ts of approaching women and being smart with how you lure them into liking you. Again, as we've said, obtaining women is a skill, and to master the skill, you must know the right things to say while avoiding the wrong ones. Let's dive deep into the video. Never tell them how much you make. Remember lads, never tell a woman how much money you make, and this is what we'll focus on in this video. The last thing you want to be in front of a woman is a talker, which is an absolute no-no and will drive you into a situation where you really don't want to be. Firstly, it's the general rule of the world to not tell anyone how much you earn because these are the secrets that you want to keep to yourself. However, some men flaunt it to women, thinking that it will impress them. There are 2 reasons why you should never tell a girl how much money you have. Partly first, because if you're someone who earns well, in a 6-figure salary, then she'll want you for your big bucks rather than for your etiquette and personality. This is why keeping this information to yourself is the best strategy. If we discuss this more realistically, then yes, it's true that every man should at least earn sufficient enough so that his partner can enjoy and have a glorious time together. Money is important. Women won't be attracted to you without it, but at the same time, don't make it the only source of your game. There are other ways to do it by showing off your luxurious clothes or your fancy car. Taking her to an expensive restaurant is good too, if you can afford it. The second case we need to discuss here is to not tell women how much you make, especially if you're not in the best financial situation. This will always steer away the woman, even in the early stages, so keep in mind these strategies and remember to play it smart. Never brag about your size. This is one of the worst things a man can do, and this is why you never brag about your size to a woman. It's indeed a supreme turn-off and will have you repelling all the women around you if the objective is to flex your wiener around. This is what boys do, not men. Imagine you're on a date and you want to impress a girl that you like. There are several ways to do it, such as by looking into her eyes and engaging in a deep conversation, or you want to tell her about your journey and accomplishments. No guy ever goes like, "Hey, did you know my junk is 8 inches long?" This is what losers do. First and foremost, it'll lay an extremely lust-like impression on your personality, which will kill the game, especially if you're not looking for just a fling. Secondly, remember that actions speak louder than words. It's important to let the staff do all the talking rather than being a jerk with a big mouth who only talks shit. You can have the greatest of all weapons, but if you don't know how to use them, then there's no use flaunting about ammunition or size. As a matter of fact, some women hardly care if you're 5 inches or 8 inches because for women, the most important part of the act is foreplay and closeness. Being a lover is very different from what you think or are aspiring to become. Besides, there are hundreds of other factors such as your stroke game and your stamina. These aspects will always take preference over size in general, so remember guys, never brag or flex about it, or else you might lose the whole game. Never brag about how many women you've been with. Since we've already established that flaunting is a big no-no within these situations, we must also be careful not to brag about how many women we've been with in general. There's one simple reason guys do this, and that's to tell the other girl that they're quite wanted and the girl faces competition or will do in the future. This is similar to the play hard to get technique where guys try to imply that they have their eyes set on something better or that they're so amazing that women die to be with them. This strategy works, but only if you do it right. To naturally flaunt that you're surrounded by women is going to finish whatever you're aiming for, because the woman you're currently focusing on will either judge you for being a ruthless playboy who gets what he wants and then leaves girls, or in some cases the girl will feel turned off by this very same fact and not aim anything forward due to jealousy. This is commonly happening when guys flex off how wanted they are or how many girls they've been with. The woman you're pursuing should well and truly know that you're no ordinary man and are all quite well respected, but you should only tell her this through minor hints. In a few cases, the girl will ask you herself because couples want to know the previous history. If your body count is a lot to the point where you feel like you'll be judged, then you can always lessen the number and then tell the girl. Remember that these first few impressions are key, and you don't want to put anything weird in her mind. Never tell a woman that you don't have other women. The logic behind this is very simple. Will you date other women who you know aren't usually attracted by guys in general, or go out with inexperienced women that no one else wants? Of course, you won't, and a similar idea applies here, which is why you should never let a woman know that you don't have other women who'd be more than happy to be with you. This is important to set an idea in her head that you're in fact well demanded in the eyes of women, which is why they should not know that you're currently not talking to anyone else. Balance is key, and while you mustn't flaunt and flex the number of women you've had or have, at the same time, you should tease her about your past relationships and hint about other girls who are definitely into you. This will ease your path, as she'll then take them as competition and fight over earning you at any cost. Girls don't want men who are easy to get, but love the fanciest things, and you'll have to pose as a fancy guy who's not scarce of girls around him. Remember that at the same time, you don't want to expose too much. Keep it simple, and don't let women know that you don't have alternatives. We hope you enjoyed the video. Destroy that like and subscribe button if you're looking for more life-changing videos. Until then, we'll see you next time.